Good evening, everyone. With great pleasure, I welcome all of you to the 8th Foreign Grad webinar by a distinguished scholar, Stephen Anurag, on the topic of how to get King's International Scholarship and understanding public policy and management course at King's College, London. I am Dhananjay Kumar and I am currently pursuing Masters in Public Policy from King's College London as a Chevening Scholar. Today's webinar is a part of new initiative called Scholar Series, launched by our exceptional team at Foreign Grad. For this series, we will be inviting scholars from around the world to create awareness about scholarships, university applications, opportunities for young people among prospective applicants. With this, I invite Stephen Anurag, who is a King's International Scholar, a fellow at Clinton Global Initiative, and presently pursuing master degree in public policy and management from King's College London. So Stephen, welcome to the Foreign Grad platform.
Hi Dhananjay, hope you are doing well.
Yes, thank you. So Stephen, would you like to share some of the highlights of your journey with our viewers?
Yes, sure. My name is Stephen. I hail from Andhra Pradesh, southern state in India. I've been into social sciences since my graduation. I pursued history, economics, and political science
Stephen,
at
can you
Andhra
be a little bit
University,
more
and later.
loud?
Yeah, am I audible now?
Yes, a
Yeah.
little bit louder, please.
Yeah, I've pursued my bachelor's in history, economics, and political science at Andhra University, and then I had my master of politics and international relations at Pondicherry University, and then I was working as a political strategist for a regional party, and I also run a youth-run organization, 𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐻, where we advocate sustainable development goals. In association with the British Deputy High Commission Hyderabad and the United Nations India office, and in partnership with various NGOs, promoting youth civic engagement in quality education and climate action. And while I was doing this, I've explored many externalities and policy issues with the government and the private sector, and I was exploring in how I could deal these issues through academy and research. And that is how I found an interesting course in London, and I've applied with a few universities, and I've got through King's College London for 2019 admissions, and was graceful and was lucky enough to have the scholarship as well. And it was a long journey, though. I mean, during the course of this interview, we to share how exciting it is for our viewers.
Okay. Stephen, last 1 second, last 5 seconds, we were not able to listen you. So can you repeat it, please? Because of some network problem, we were not able to listen to you in last 5 to 10 seconds.
Well, I was saying during the course of this interview, I would be able to share my experiences, which would be exciting and might be a learning opportunity for viewers and future applicants for King's College and other universities in the UK for public policy and management courses.
Perfect. So, Stephen, you decided to pursue a public policy and management course from King's College London. Why and how you decided to pursue to do a public policy and management course from King's College London? So we want to understand why this course and why this university.
Yes, I've applied for a few universities, and before going to the universities, I would like to briefly tell why I've gained interest in public policy and management. Well, in the current globalized world, we have various issues and challenges in society, in the private sector, and also in the public sector. And we have lawmakers on one hand, we have bureaucrats on the other hand, and working for the society. And as individuals, it is also a prime duty to understand and help the government and also the system, the state, to function in an effective manner. And it is public policy which comes up with various ideologies and theories to understand the issues of society and how we could better address them. And this course, public policy, will help us to understand how to deal the modern day challenges in the society with empirical and sociological methods of research. And the various kinds of public policy courses across the globe, but this particular course, Master of Science in Public Policy and Management, I found interest in this because of its interdisciplinary academic approach. It includes practical and theoretical approaches from classical polity and economy to the modern day political science and management theories. And this interdisciplinary has really drawn my interest to choose this course. And King's College London is one of the golden universities. It's a top ranked university globally, and recently also it's been placed in top 10 of community empowerment and student related services. So King's College London is definitely a bigger platform for us, for students who would like to pursue and international organizations. One advantage with this college, King's College London, with this particular course, MSc Public Policy and Management, is that it integrates both social sciences and business management. And this particular course is taught under the school of King's Business School. And it's a major platform. The university being located in the heart of London, you have classes over the weekdays, and over the weekends you could explore the city. You could visit some museums, libraries, and even try to network with them, various networking opportunities with King's College London and with King's Business School. That's a major benefit that a student can actually foresee. And international applicants like me will definitely look forward for networking platforms and to improve their career opportunities. And a Master of Science in Public Policy and Management will try to broaden our limit and horizon, not restricting ourselves to the social sciences sector, but also to business and management sides. So that's the primary thing which actually drew my interest towards this course at King's College London.
Perfect. So we can say that King's College London is situated in the center of London, and I think this university is this is the only university which is most centrally located. So you get a lot of opportunity to do networking, you get a lot of exposure, and more importantly, this university is famous for its research. University is very research oriented, and therefore I think people should choose this university for its great academics and its exposure. So, Stephen, uh, can you explain the application process of King's College London? Or we can say that can you explain the application process of public policy and management at King's College London?
Well, it's not really complicated when you come down to the application process with King's College London and with the course Public Policy and Management MSc. It's all online, and I advise future applicants, if they really would like to apply for courses at King's College London, one thing is they need to understand the curriculum, and it is advised that all the benefits, all the career prospects, all testimonials, entry requirements have to be thoroughly understood and read and understood. And all the information is available on the website. And usually the application window is open from April, May till it's open from August till January. And various information available on the website. And interestingly, this year, a varied range of curriculum has been introduced in this particular course. So the core modules for MSc Public Policy and Management is Organization and Management of Public Services, Economics, Research Methodologies, and the Public Policy Process Making and Dissertation. So these are the required modules that a candidate will undergo during the course in the first semester. And for the second semester, they have a varied range of optional modules ranging from leadership in public services to strategic management, regulation and accountability, key issues in health policy, uh, people management, and an interesting subject of social entrepreneurship, and where you learn how to deal with startups, how do you design startups or social enterprises, and business techniques. And you also have an option of internship where you can get intern with the parliament, with the UK Parliament, or any NGOs or any research based organization in London or in the UK. So you can see the variety of modules being offered in this particular course is really interesting, and they're very general. They're very general, but the approach being taught in these courses are very interesting, and one will really enjoy this course. And going to the application, it's really a simple application. As you know, King's College London being one of the top universities, they require a very higher academic grade from your previous degrees or your previous education. And preferably they prefer 2:1 and 7 or 7.5 above IELTS score if English is not your first language or your native language. And but IELTS is not mandatory if your SOP is really appealing, and if your academic grades are really above 80, above 88.5 or 9, usually it is 9 CGPA out of 10. And if you had your entire education in English, IELTS is not mandatory. So applicants need not worry about IELTS. IELTS is something that you need to do as a process of getting your final unconditional offer letter. But initially it is the application. And in the application, there are very simple questions. Why do you do this? Why would you like to do this course? And why would you think King's is the best place for you to offer this course? And what are your career prospects? How would you like to take this course further in your career? So 3 or 4 simple questions. And I have given all organic questions, though I've taken help from few professors of mine. I mean, there were many additions to it, and it was not a one-time go. I had to write it, and I have to give it to my professor for his review and comments. And again, I have to fill in some information. Then again, I give it back to him for his feedback. I have to take some external help. So it was a big process, because my application should be a concrete piece, because there are no written examinations for entrance for this university or interviews. What you write is what you speak. So your interests, your ideology should be presented in a very distinctive and an articulated manner. So you'll have to present your original and organic ideas: why, how, and where. So if you could answer these 3 simple questions, you'll really be successful in the application.
Perfect. So Stephen explained the application process in a detailed manner, that it is available on the internet. It is available on the website. You can go and then you can apply. You just need to write a statement of purpose. Then if you also need IELTS exam, depending on whether your previous learning is in English or not. And then you also need 2 letters of recommendations. And as rightly pointed out by Stephen, that in SOP, you need to explain why you want to study in King's College London, why that particular course, and you have to explain your previous achievements. So with this, I want to move to the next question. So Stephen, Uh, you got prestigious King's International Scholarship to pursue this course. So can you explain this scholarship and the process of applying this scholarship?
Well, King's International Scholarship is one of the scholarships that King's College London provides, and it is available on the online. The links they usually open. Uh, there's no specific application period, but you need to mail the funding office to at funding@kcl.ac.uk, and they'll try to provide you with an application link. And there are it's a PDF document that they send you, and you need to try to fill in your questions. There are five set of questions. Six questions usually they ask. The first one is why have you, as I mentioned earlier, why have you chosen to study this academic program? It means why now, for instance, MSc Public Policy and Management. So you need to explain them your interest for the course. You will only able to answer this question only if you have thorough understanding of this course. And for that, you need to go read and understand whatever is provided in the website of King's College London, and try to give brief, simple points, because they receive hundreds and thousands of applications, and you should try and make your answer effective and straight to the point. Don't try to beat around the bush, because the competition is very high and they keep receiving many applications. And if you try to address to the questions directly with a distinctive example, and you should try to project your interest in the answer that you try to write, that will really make a reader interesting, and he'll try to go through the other questions as well. And the second question is why should the faculty select you for this scholarship? It means why should the admissions office select this particular application for this scholarship? You need to try to explain your previous any social work experience or any public policy experience that you had. Did you make any difference through your experience? If so, what is the difference that you made? So in a very brief lines, or maybe 200 to 300 words, not more than that, would really be helpful. And the third one, they ask you about your any academic distinctions or extracurricular activities or conference or paper publications. And if you have any, you need to mention it clearly. So I had around 5 to 6 paper presentations, and I had 2 publications, so I had to mention it. And if they're really, it doesn't matter if it is related to public policy and management or not. It could be from any discipline. The review committee would like to understand if you have the interest of research and academia. That is what they would like to understand and know from you. It's not. It can be from botany or architecture or any other discipline, not necessarily public policy and management. And the fourth question they usually ask is any experience which might be relevant. So it's not a compulsory thing that you need to answer. If you have any relevant experience, you can mention it clearly that you had an experience. For example, I had an experience in NGO surveys. I have an experience in political activisms and consultancies. So I had to mention it there. It's quite simple. And the fifth question they ask is, how will this scholarship benefit your future career ambitions? So why this scholarship? And you need to answer. So usually people answer this because, this is how usually the answer goes. And I'm really, I'm not really financially sound, and I need some financial help in order to pursue this course. These are common answers. So try to give something new. Why this scholarship? Of course, even it's not mandatory that only people who are poor or who cannot be able to afford education are applying scholarship. Even people who could get loans, they seek scholarships. Who wouldn't like a scholarship? Everyone would like to have a free education. So, but why? How will this really benefit your career? International scholarship is not just a scholarship that you get. Have that value and that credit in your resume, wherever you go. So you're not just King's College student, you're also, if you get awarded, you'll be a King's International Scholar. You'll be an International Scholar of it, and it means that you were one among many thousands who got selected for this particular scholarship. There'll be that maybe 5 to 10,000 applicants every year, and only one gets selected for this. So in future, your employers also would look into this. Oh, this person has not only secured an admission into King's, but also he has got a scholarship. So for example, you, Mr. Dhananjay, you're into Chevening, you know how hard it is. That's a brand. So employers will look into that. So it really connects to your career, and try to write your answer in such a way that it really engages with your career expectations. And don't write some regular answers like, because I'm financially poor and my parents cannot afford. That might be a point, but try to explain it in such a way that it relates and it reflects your career ambitions. So these are the basic 5 questions they ask in the application, and it's not an online application, it is an offline application. You need to fill in your answers, make sure you read it and rewrite it. Don't just write it and submit. I've taken almost 2 months, and my uncle, who's a professor of physics in Hyderabad, he helped me. So try to speak to as many people as possible who would like to share this information, and don't just talk to anyone, random people, but people who would like to take some care in reviewing your application. Have a re-review, reread, take feedbacks, and that's my success mantra, I could say.
So the crux is that you need to do your research, you need to understand the question, and then you need to write. You don't have to write general things, but you need to answer that particular essay question. Second point is that you need to approach other scholars, other person who got that scholarship, or anyone who can review your scholarship essays before submissions. So I will request everyone who want to apply for any scholarship or any applications, please approach as many as people and send your essays to them. They will definitely give feedback and improve your essay, and then finally submit. So with this, I have one more question, Stephen, that is this scholarship applicable to all courses or only to public policy and management? This is my first question. And second question is that when a scholar get this scholarship, can you explain that what all it includes?
Answering to the first question, any international student applying for any course, any master's course at King's College London is eligible for this scholarship. It's not exclusively for MSc Public Policy and Management. Okay. You can do dentistry. Now, King's College London is the world's topmost university for dentistry. You can apply for dentistry. You can apply for MA Public Policy. You can apply for any course, any master's course at King's College London is eligible for this scholarship, King's International Scholarship. Any international student is eligible to apply for this scholarship. It's not restricted to specific courses. And the second question that you asked is the entire scholarship amount is £25,000, which covers your course fee. And you'll additionally have, I had additionally some £3,000 as cash bursary. They deposit in your account, so you can use it. It's not necessarily that they just give you the course fee, and if for example, if the course fee is 22,000 and the scholarship amount, the sanction is 25,000, they just don't give you 22,000 and keep the rest with them. They give you 25,000. So 22,000 goes into the admissions and fee office, and your fee is settled directly, and the remaining amount will be deposited in your account as cash bursary. You can use it for your expenses. So there are no restrictions about it. It's a very easy peasy task. I haven't actually encountered any challenge in regards to this. I just applied, I paid and I even got back my initial deposit. So even they repay your deposit, and so once you get selected for this scholarship, and it's a very easy thing. There's not even an interview. So any international scholarship at King's College London, any international scholarship, it's just an offline application, and you need to answer these 5 questions irrespective of any master's degree that you pursue. And you'll have to be an international student for this nature of scholarship. That's the basic eligibility.
Amazing. So, Stephen, like you explained the complete application process of King's College London for any course. Then you explain uh, King's International Scholarship. You explain 5 questions, and then you also explain what it includes. So finally, I just want to ask, can you give some final tips, final application tips to the aspirants?
Oh, well, I could give Dhananjay. You might be thinking very high of him, but I'm not really, a sadhu, or a priest to give such. But from my experience, I could say, uh, frankly speaking, I applied and I prayed and I prayed and I hope that I would get it. It's a basic human tendency, but never I would nail this particular scholarship and this admission. So there were many forces. Godly force was the bigger force, of course. People who believe in God, you do your part and you rely on God. He's going to do it. And if you don't believe in God, it's up to you. Do the best. But the first and the foremost suggestion that I would like to give you is try to be. You have to be genuine in what you write. Don't try to falsify the information. So if you try to falsify the information, you need to falsify the second part of it. So you try to put something that is not there in your career or in your previous history. You try to put it on first paragraph, and you'll have to try to duplicate few more things in your other paragraphs. So your entire statement of purpose will become falsified. You may get an admission, but you don't really feel that happiness in you, because your recipe was falsified. You try to fake something. So don't worry about your grammar. Don't worry about English. The only thing is, there are few things. Indeed, Indians, we are not native English speakers, but our first language is English. And what I try to do is I try to fill in all my random thoughts, and I fill the draft, and I fill the document with all my ideas with words, and then slowly I try to assemble it into sentences. And third stage is I try to make a meaning out of it. So don't try to write the sentences directly. Try to fill in your ideas first stage, and second stage try to form sentences, and the final stage try to grammatically review it and try to give it to a person who can do it for you, your friends or your professors and any professional services, and that is how we do. And just don't try to make it a one-time essay, write it and submit it, and then you're not going to yield results. So 3 things: put in your ideas, then try to frame it into sentences, and the third part is you try to read it from the reviewer's point of view. Don't try to read it as if it's your own piece. You try to self-evaluate your particular written piece. So that would really help you in having success in admission into King's College London.
Uh, Thank you so much, Stephen, for explaining the application process and scholarship in a detailed manner, and for taking out your time, coming on the Foreign Grad platform, educating people about this scholarship, because the scholarship gives, I think it gives complete admission fee. Plus, you also get some money for accommodation and for spending your time in United Kingdom. So I'm sure people will learn from your interviews, will uh, write the application, uh, that not directly, but they will put their thoughts, and then they will start writing, approach many people for a review, and finally submit. So, Stephen, thank you so much for coming on the Foreign Grad platform. And with you, I want to request that please advise the people to subscribe our channel so that they can see more interviews, and they will get help to understand the application and the scholarship process.
Yes, Mr. Dhananjay, I should really appreciate you, because not many students or many scholars like you, will have this interest or vision to help other people to have the same kind of scholarship in their future application process. So it's really interesting, and I should really appreciate your efforts, despite you being, a student here and a scholar yourself, and you have a lot of research to be done. And thank you, person. I would like to thank you and appreciate your time for this. And yes, of course, foreign grad is something interesting, and it's not like a regular consultancy services. You're trying to create some kind of a divine concept of expanding knowledge towards the grassroots levels of societies in India, especially villages and semi-urban places. And one good thing about, not good thing, one interesting and one interesting asset for foreign grad is you're trying to connect with various scholars across the globe. You're trying to connect with Cheveners, you're trying to connect with the Rhodes scholars, you're trying to connect with international scholars, and it's really interesting. You're trying to create that network and platform, and that makes foreign grad unique and stand out from other services. So I surely think that you'll try to achieve in whatever ambitious careers that you're planning for. And of course, viewers will definitely try to subscribe to this foreign grad thing, because it is definitely something interesting that you're trying to help them out.
Thank you, Stephen, for your kind words. Thank you, viewer, for watching this interview. I will request you to subscribe this channel for getting more interviews and scholarship informations. So thank you all and have a good night.